Alright everybody, welcome back to the 307 YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about what you should bring on a mission trip or an international trip. It doesn't have to be a mission trip. We had seen a comment from somebody that asked about this, and I thought, that'd be a cool video. Now, I don't claim to be an international missionary. I've only been overseas doing this one time. I've been to a few other countries. But I thought it was an interesting question because when you go to travel overseas, there are some things that you want to make sure you have, and then some things that maybe you don't need. And so I just want to share the things that I brought, and maybe some things that when I go back that I will have with me next time that would have been nice or could have potentially needed. And so I'm just going to go down the list and talk about a few things, and then if you guys do a lot of mission work or a lot of overseas traveling, then let us know what it is that you carry, because I'm new to this. This isn't something that I do all the time, but hopefully it helps someone who hasn't been all over the country. One thing that was most important for me to have, I went to Kenya, and that thing is hand sanitizer and sanitizing wipes, because they don't have much soap over there. If you go to the toilet, you're lucky if you even get a toilet, but you're even luckier if they have a container of soap there. That's just how it is. When you're washing your hands, they'll usually carry around a pitcher of water and just pour it over your hands into a bowl, and you're just rinsing your hands off. And so their gut can handle that, but our weak American guts cannot. So hand sanitizer and wipes they came in really handy. The next thing that I brought that I was glad to have was some snacks. And not just snacks that you can snack on when you're a little bit hungry or a little bit bored. I'm talking about things that will tie you over for in case you don't get a meal, or in case your stomach starts getting a little upset, because that's a common thing going to these third world countries. I brought tons of Phorm. I brought the Power Pro bar, and I brought the meat sticks. I had like 2 boxes of each. Just threw them in a check bag, and I carried them around, and I ate the crap out of them. The Power Pro bar has 290 calories, so 15 grams of protein. So this right here will tie you over for a little bit. The meat sticks I think they got about 200 calories, 190, and they've got 18 grams of protein in them. So worst case, if you had to get by a whole day or even a couple days, you could do it just off of these 2 things, just eating them over and over. You might get tired of them, eating them that many days in a row, but they taste really good. They hit the spot, and they'll hold you over. And so I brought a bunch of these things. Phorm is a sponsor of ours here at 307 Project. They have many other things than just bars and meat sticks. They've got protein powder. They've got endurance, intra-workout kind of formula, recovery things. They've got vitamins, all the stuff that you might need, regardless of what you're doing. Working out here in America, traveling overseas, it's always good to have some good snacks. So check them out at firstphorm.com. We'll put a link down below in the show notes or in the video description. Another thing is bug spray. The bugs over there actually weren't that bad when we went, but they carry some terrible diseases over there, like malaria and yellow fever and some other things. And so it's important to have some bug spray with you so that you don't get eat up. Make sure it has DEET, or I think the other one's called Picardin. So it's 2 different active ingredients. You'll sometimes find these natural bug sprays that people want to use because they say DEET's bad for you. Well, malaria is too, so you pick your poison on that. Another thing I did just to help with bugs is all of the clothes I brought over there, like 2 days before, I sprayed them down with permethrin. Maybe you think that's overboard or crazy, but I ain't trying to get no kind of yellow fever or permethrin, and I didn't want to get the vaccines or the pills you take to prevent those things. So I soaked my clothes down with that and let them dry, and I didn't have any problems with it. My wife didn't either, and she is known to be eat up by bugs. She might have got bit time or two by a mosquito over there. But they weren't real bad. Maybe it was because of how we treated our clothes and had on the bug spray, or maybe it was just the time of year. Regardless, I'll do it again if I go back. Some of you might think that you want to go over there and, you know, they're all wearing sandals and open-toe shoes, and that's what you're going to do. Don't do that. There's too much crap out there to cut your foot, hit your dang toe on, rip your toenail off, and then you've got an open wound over there and potential for infection. It wasn't worth it to me. So closed-toed shoes. I really liked having a fanny pack and a backpack, because as we went out for the day, if you're traveling within the country, overseas, you want to have your passport with you all the time. Well, guess what you also need to get home? Your passport. So you don't want to lose that thing. So it's nice to have a spot that you put your wallet, your passport, you always keep up with it. So for me, that was the fanny pack. For other people, maybe that's some sort of little bag, but I had a big backpack that I could put all my snacks in, my water in, everything I was going to need for the day, but also my fanny pack, whether I was wearing it or in the backpack. So it's just nice to have those two places to carry what you need and keep everything central. Obviously, a water bottle. You're not drinking the water over there in Kenya unless they boil it. They always want to serve you tea over there, which is really cool and good, and they do boil that before they serve it to you. But other than that, you don't want to just go fill up with it out of the sink. So bring a water bottle with you. A few other things are a variety of medicines, because they have what they call chemists over there, which are their pharmacists. But I don't know what kind of medicines they have. And I brought like Benadryl, allergy medicine. I brought some like ibuprofen, and then some stomach medicine, because everybody was saying, oh, your stomach's liable to get upset over there. So I brought some different things, and I just wanted to have all of that with me so that I didn't have to try to go get some other medicine that I didn't really know what it was, from a place I didn't really know what was going on. And so I think I did end up using some of it, but I probably could have got by without it. But it was nice just to have the peace of mind knowing that I had those things there. A satellite communication device. I didn't end up using that, but it was nice to have for the peace of mind. I just had a Garmin InReach. I didn't know how service would be over there, but I actually had cell phone service everywhere I went. So that was something that if you want to leave one thing behind, that could probably be fine depending on where you're going. But for me, I had service everywhere I went, and I didn't feel that was necessary to have. I guess the last thing would just be to bring some cash. One, if you get in a bind, cash is always good, because you don't know if your card's going to work, and you can't give a card to somebody who's trying to rob you or do something, whatever's going on, whatever's happening. So cash is nice to have. But also, for me, it was nice to just be able to give that to the people over there. If there was a need that I wanted to meet financially, then I had cash to be able to give that to people. And I would say, I think I brought $1,000 or something, but I would say bring at least $500 with you, no matter where you go when you're traveling, just to have that ability. But definitely, if you're going over there to serve the Lord, then it's good to have that. If a need arises and you feel the Lord telling you, guiding you toward giving somebody some money, and you don't have it, then it kind of sucks. So have that with you. A couple things that I didn't bring that I should have brought. The biggest one would probably be just soap to wash with. The place we stayed had soap, and it was fine. But, yeah, next time I'll just bring my own soap, just because I know I would just like to have some antibacterial soap. I'm not a germaphobe, but I like to be clean. And just the lack of it over there, it'd just be nice to have my own soap. So I don't know what kind of soap they were using. Maybe that's being a little bit too fancy, and I'm fine with that. But I'll bring soap next time I go. I think that a water filtration device or some water purification tablets would be a good idea. Again, I don't really think that I would use that, but as small as they are, if you needed them, you'd be glad you had them. And the last thing I thought about was just some sort of knife, like a pocket knife, or you can fly internationally with those for the most part, and you can fly them in your check bag and it's usually not a problem. I guess you have to check the area you're going to, but you know, you go over there and you have no means of self-defense unless you can fight, and if you can't, then you don't have anything. So a knife would be cool to have, or nice to have. Again, that's kind of one of those things that you probably won't ever need, but if you did need it, you'd be glad you had it, just kind of like with the water filtration device. So that was everything that I brought. Some things that I brought that, you know, I thought, I don't really need that, and some things I thought, I wish I would have brought those. So pretty simple list. I flew over there actually with without a check bag. I know I said I put some of these in a check bag on the way, but that was in a buddy's check bag. My wife and I just both went with what we could fit in a carry-on size. We maxed out the carry-on size luggage, and that's just what we flew with. So really minimal. You don't need a lot of stuff, at least I don't. A few pairs of clothes and these things listed here. If you guys travel internationally, like I said earlier, drop some comments if you got some things that's like, oh man, this will change your life if you got that over there. I'd like to know, because I plan on going back and doing more of these kind of things. So thank you guys for tuning in to this, and we'll see you on the next one. Cut it off, Corn.